Welcome on a Tuesday night to Loud and Nerdy. My name is JW Colwell. This is the 69th episode of the show since coming over to the Indie Escape Network. And for the most part, all of us have been here for most of every episode, which is getting people together for anything 69 times is an impressive feat in this day and age. My name is JW Colwell. Good evening, Ken McKernan. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're feeling better. Good evening, gentlemen. Exciting things happening. Yeah, I mean, rest in peace, Ozzy. We're going to get to that momentarily. Let me introduce my co-host, Defina of Sweet Translucent Dreams, and Jerry Kamora of my high school and Slapjaw. My high school graduating class in Slapjaw. Good evening and welcome. 69, that's a mouthful. Depends on which way you're going, I guess. Don't
get it all backwards.
Yeah, don't try to confuse things. But yeah, I mean, I think it's an impressive task. I mean, the idea that anybody gets together for anything more than 10 times in any conceivable way. We've been doing this show a good long time, and I'm happy to be here. Happy to be with these two guys. Sad. Let's start with sadness first. So the news came over the wire that we lost Ozzy Osbourne. And like I went through like pictures to find like the stages of Ozzy. So Black Sabbath, The End. This is like the last picture of him, and then like the Osbournes when that show was so hot. But you talk about him like he was born December 3rd, 1948, died today. And he was like, the nickname the Prince of Darkness, and was all about, music bands and causing havoc at concerts and doing all kinds of cool stuff. And Black Sabbath was a pretty influential band in the 70s. And then he kind of just went on his own. Later on, people would know him for the Osbournes, the show where he was a reality TV show. I followed him and his family around. Sharon! And so it introduced his music and himself and his personality to a whole generation. He's been battling Parkinson's, so it's been a very difficult fight for him recently. And you had said, Kyle, that one of the things he said about his last performance was, once I'm on stage for the last time, I'm not long for the world afterwards, right, or something to that effect.
Yeah. Well, he thought he was going to die on stage during that last performance, he said.
Well, and
that number one. Number two, though, he had to stop taking the medicine for the Parkinson's 3 or 4 weeks before that performance, so he would be able to sing and do that performance.
Well, and I think most heavy metal band people would like to go out on their shield, right? You don't want to die like Parkinson's is one of the most debilitating diseases humankind has known, right? Absolutely. I mean, it's just a terrible, terrible disease.
I mean,
and he was
fortunately for him, he sang and he didn't play an instrument, or his career would have been over long ago.
Well, and like I said, I think the interesting thing is he has three separate versions of his career, right? He has the career where he was like part of Black Sabbath, and he was like, he caused all kinds of like bands and like craziness at concerts. He has another part of his career where he's his own entertainer who's like doing fun things like Bark at the Moon and all kinds of stuff like that.
Wizard of Oz.
Then he has the Wizard of Oz. Then he has another. In the 90s and 2000s, he does Ozfest, right? Where he has, we've all been to an Ozfest concert. So we've all been to one of those, like, and then, which is introducing all new heavy metal bands to people, right? So he has that. And then he has the reality show that kind of, peels the onion and shows him as like kind of a kind, bumbling family guy. And so it's a well-rounded career for him. Like, it's not something where you go.
A lot of people's careers.
Started a lot of people's careers, help people with their careers, changed the reality format at MTV in a very significant way. I would argue that the Osbournes is the gateway drug for any of the shows that people watch on a regular basis, like the Kardashians, or any of those shows where, like, hey, do we care what celebrities do on a regular basis? Do we care if they have like baby dog, puppies? Mm-hmm. Do we care about like what they do at their house? And the Osbournes was one of the first shows to do that kind of shit, right? Where it was like, it was kind of like a big thing. Thrown out of Black Sabbath for doing drugs in the morning while the band was sleeping off the night before. Yeah, I guess. It's amazing he made it through the 70s. Sure. I mean, the idea that he died 78 is an impressive, we're talking about 69 as a number. 78 is an impressive number as well, especially with how hard he partied in the 70s and 80s. That man has some sort of deal with the devil. Not Ozzy, because Ozzy's gone. But I think the interesting thing is you can compartmentalize his career, and you can also kind of like see the genius of him being able to jump from thing to thing. The idea that his wife became a very legitimate talk show host afterwards, right? That she was able to interview people and do interviews. His daughter's been doing things, in that kind of regard as well. And his son, Jack, has done some things where he's gone on trips with his dad. And it's just an interesting that the Prince of Darkness, by the end was somebody more people might have known him from the Osbournes than they did from Black Sabbath. And that's a longevity that we don't get a lot of these days. People, have a career that they fizzle and then we don't see them anymore. But he was around, and then that performance.
Finding the next thing.
Right. And he kept finding the next thing. He kept finding
Ozfest really brought it all back.
Well, Ozfest, if you look at the numbers for Ozfest, right? Like when he started doing Ozfest, he actually the sheer volume of bands and records and everything that he helped to produce and did whatever. It was his biggest financial success of the 90s, right?
He did at least one of those tours with Sabbath.
Right.
It was in Camden. I saw the one in Camden, and it was the original.
I saw the one in
York.
I saw
the one in York. Right, York, PA was the first one, right?
I mean, it was Sabbath and Pantera and Fear Factory, like all these awesome bands were on this.
Right, 97, they reformed. Like some of the acts shared the bill with the reformed Black Sabbath. They did shows in Virginia, West Palm Beach, Florida. Listen to these numbers. It grossed $170 million from its inception in 2005. $170 million, and then merchandise sales was almost $50 million for the same amount of time. So he, they did a reality show, Battle for Ozfest. They had unsigned bands. He didn't even finish some of the Ozfest things. He let other bands finish, like System of a Down and all these other bands. So it's just one of those things where the show, and then being able to recognize live, bands that were good that he wanted on the bill, that were a gift to not only people listening to music, but to also to them, right? Getting bands.
I think one of the stories is his son was a big Meshuggah fan. Meshuggah's they're a really heavy band they started in like the late 80s or something, but he actually let him pick one of the bands. So I got to see them on the Ozfest that was up at Montage, and they were like phenomenal.
Well, you realize he wasn't the reason he started Ozfest was because he got thrown out of Lollapalooza wouldn't let him perform, which is, I think that's ridiculous.
Right.
I think that's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, so he's a talented performer. He's he sad,
I had sad to see. With Ozfest 97.
Well, that's what I mean. I went to the one in York, which was 96, and it was just getting started. And it was one of those things where, on the ground floor of something, right? Where you're I
don't even remember the year I went.
That's what I mean. Well,
I just remember I was in Giant Stadium. Pantera hit the stage, and people were jumping from from like the
Oh my
lower
God.
level bowl over the wall onto the field, and out come the New Jersey State Troopers in riot gear trying to stop people, and the crowd just surged past those troopers, and they all just basically threw their hands up and walked off the field and was like,
Go ahead.
kill yourselves.
Have fun.
When blood
well,
hits dirt, it turns orange. Pantera. I saw it happen.
But like I said though, like he's kind of a miracle in a sense that he, you know, found a reinvention, found ways around things, packaged himself in a way that became more marketable, and it was less about being the Prince of Darkness and it was more about being the zany TV dad. And I appreciate the hustle. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate that he got his wife jobs, he got his kids jobs, he got other bands jobs. I like those kind of people.
I appreciate the fact that he beat Gene Simmons to a revenue stream.
that too. And but I also like one of the things we do on this network, you know, in the Indie Escape Network, where indies, you know, where creatives unite, right? I think Ozzy is a perfect example of the kind of person that takes care of everybody, right?
I was at 97 one in Camden. I just found it.
Also, was amazing. 97 at Black Sabbath, Marilyn Manson, Pantera, Typo Negative, just to name a few. Yeah, I mean, so rest in peace, Ozzy. Thanks for all the good times. No matter how you
Ministry was supposed to be there.
I saw Ministry at Lollapalooza. I was in the mosh pit for Ministry at Lollapalooza.
Ministry was great. They started off as one band and ended up as something else later.
Ministry at Lollapalooza, that mosh pit was fucking violent. That was the most violence I've ever seen in my life. Up close. I got taken out on the stage and walked by Ministry. So I was like, I was cool. People were bouncing off me. It was so funny. Like, it was one of the funniest. Like, it was so fucking muddy that day. Poison got the special show canceled.
69.
Radio could not warn us that didn't get the fees back. That sucks. That looks like a locker combo. Yeah, maybe.
My old leather jacket from the 90s. I don't know if you could really see it, but it was airbrushed with the Marilyn Manson Church of Antichrist Superstar. So if you look really close, I met the whole band back then, and they all signed it.
Nice
for me too.
That's great. That's cool. I said,
right after one of the Ozfests.
I think the interesting thing is he was able to reinvent himself, and he was also very generous with getting people over. The other death that occurred this weekend, kind of shocking, only 54 years old, Malcolm Jamal Warner. And you read up on Malcolm Jamal Warner, and everybody's like, "Oh, Theo died," and like, yeah, he was Theo, but then he did so much stuff that you don't even realize. He had a podcast that he started. He did so many TV shows. He guested on so many TV shows. He was on this show recently called The Resident, which is one of the best TV shows around. You know, he was a recurring cast member for 6 seasons. He's been on 911. He was on Grownish. He did an amazing Community thing where he did a couple guest episodes. And one of the episodes, he wore a shirt, and they were like, a sweater, and Shirley, the character he was dating, said nice sweater, and he's like, yeah, I got it from my dad. It's one of the deepest cuts in the history of Community. And I just think he's one. He did a lot more. Like, I'll give you something. We're supposed to go to the time before I met Kyle, broke up, and we brought up tickets, but it's still like, you gotta go. I was like, yeah, sure. Basically on my own, and then found the mosh pit right when shit got real. I was 9 years old, and it's really short. The next thing, these 4 guys basically like, protect me from. Yeah, mosh pit was bad. Mosh pits were not our greatest hour. They weren't the place to find people and meet friends.
I met lots of friends. I had a great time.
CC's used to have some great mosh pits.
I had people.
Anthrax was phenomenal.
I always had people bouncing off me. I had people who thought they could take me because, Kyle, I'm not saying you're a big guy, but you're a big guy. And so what happens is people think that they can knock you over because they don't think you're agile enough. And then they run into you and they're like, they bounce off and like, what the fuck? And then they try harder the second time. These poor guys were friends. They got me out safe and sound. Cool. We appreciate that.
The problem is when that happens in the pit, I stand there going, nothing can beat the Blob. That's how we're loud and nerdy, my friends.
I don't know. I don't do the Blob. I do Juggernaut.
Oh.
Juggernaut's the way to go. The Blob is funny too, though. But that's another.
Yeah, not me. When I was moshing, I was like 140 pounds soaking wet, and that's about it.
Well, yeah, but I could see you doing it though. I could see you getting into it. When you play your guitar, you get really fucking crazy.
I got a nice scar right here from someone's eyebrow ring in the pit.
They were punching me during our last song on the floor. I was on the floor and they were punching.
But yeah, Juggernaut and the Blob are great X-Men deep cuts. Also, still don't have a Jubilee movie, right? Or who did she want? It's Jubilee, right? Never gonna happen. It was Jubilee. It's never gonna happen. It's never happening. Never happening.
We had a standalone episode in X-Men 94, so I mean,
here is the most shocking Malcolm Jamal Warner credit that I want you to understand. And so he directed a lot of stuff. He directed The Truth About HIV and AIDS, which was the Magic Johnson and Irvin Magic Johnson Arsenio Hall special. He directed that and he wrote it for a teen public health video that was one of the most important.
The guy that was cured didn't tell anybody.
Magic
Johnson. I mean,
that hurts. But also, like, did you know he produced the Magic School? Wait, hold on. Where is it? Okay. He was a voice on Puppy Dog Pals. He also he was on The Wonder Years. He was on The Accused, The Resident, Sneaky Pete. He Lethal Weapon, Suits in a recurring role. He was AC Cowlings in The People versus O.J. Simpson. He was on Sons of Anarchy in the 7th season. But he also he did so many amazing things where you're like, all he's gonna get recognized for is Theo. But he did a lot of stuff where he produced and he made like incredible things. And you just look up and you're like, okay, that is not something where you immediately think about Malcolm Jamal Warner doing that. And then, it's just a tragic death, be careful, take care of your loved ones, be careful where you're swimming. And be careful when you're trying to, just be careful swimming. Swimming is dangerous shit when you're at the beach.
The ocean's no joke.
No. And so, but rest in peace. Thanks for all the good work. And, the episode of the Cosby Show that we don't really talk about anymore because Bill Cosby's a terrible person. Be careful the Jello. What's in the Jello? The episode
smell like chloroform.
I do think Jerry should volunteer at those concerts. Okay.
Yeah.
He was nominated for spoken word poetry as well. I was just going to mention that, but he also produced children's TV shows on PBS and everything. So he was an amazing, multi-talented performer that did a lot behind the scenes that we don't think about. So rest in peace to both Ozzy and Malcolm Jamal Warner. The first one, not a shock, but Malcolm Jamal Warner at 54. That's a little close to that. That's a little close to home.
Yeah.
Just saying, that's a little close to home. I don't feel anybody feels
that was an accident. I mean, it's closer to home when it's someone your age and it's,
all right.
Not like
right.
Not
sure.
A freak thing,
Let's do news. How about the fact that all of the 70mm tickets for the Odyssey are sold out for next 70mm IMAX? It's very specific, but they're already sold out.
Seamus got work.
It's good to see Seamus got work. All of the tickets for 70mm IMAX episode shows. So it's a very specific theater subset. It's not all theaters showing it in IMAX, obviously. It's just theaters that are showing it in 70mm eyes. Waiting for you to get washed away. I agree, Messi. He'd be great slinging beers. Yeah, he would be.
Yeah,
slinging them back.
Everyone wants Jerry to work up at Montage. I heard there's only one more concert for him to volunteer at.
The only
I
place
feel-
I want to work is on that stage.
I feel bartender is a tough thing for Jerry because it's like it's 2 for every 1 is where it would be. Scalpers are selling tickets for $200 plus already. Yes, this is what we're getting.
American or Canadian, Ken?
No, American, because it's only American theaters that have it in 70mm IMAX. It's a very specific. It's like 20 theaters in the country.
And this
that
is
have
coming
this-
out in a year, right?
It's coming out July 2026.
What gives?
Well, all the tickets are sold out for all those theaters, and they're scalpers on eBay, $200 a pop to go to a
Is it
movie.
going to be that good?
I'm like, it might be. Nolan doing the Odyssey is pretty amazing. He's also been the backstory on the movie is he's been given access by Greece and a lot of places that have.
JW's birthday is not till January 1st.
Yeah, January.
I mean, the Armando Sante one was pretty good.
I didn't get anything. I think I didn't get anything for my birthday. It's January 1st. I did get this. This is nice. Let's see. Comes with crypto. See how cute he is? It's nice. It's very nice. I like it. I didn't get it for my birthday though. Birthday's January 1st, but he goes right next to Christopher Reeve. But right now, 1, 2, boom, boom. We'll get to that. Kyle's birthday is Friday, boys. I think you guys should give him his birthday punches. I'd love to give him his birthday punches. I'm not doing it that way. That's crazy. I absolutely love crypto. Like cryptocurrency or crypto KRY PTO.
The cryptocurrency's been on a tear the last 3 days.
It has been. But those tickets are already sold out for those 70 IMAX screenings. Let's talk numbers. I don't know anything else other than to say it's a hit. No matter how many people are trying to tell you it's not a hit. 58%, 53% decrease from one weekend to the next. 58 million over the weekend to July 18th. It's now a 236 domestic, which they've added a few million today, about 7 million today. So it's a 243 domestic, 173 international. The international number, we're hearing stuff from Warner Brothers that they're getting indications that the international number is lower. It's flying high all over the place. I'm getting speak to text. That's fine. It's one of the things they're getting from around the world is it started out slow internationally because it's the opposite of being woke. It's like Superman represents a certain American fundamentalism that parts of the country are not. Like it's not as easy to sell around the world as say dinosaurs eating people, which is always a sell. So 173 internationally is not where they would want to be, but we're already at 240 domestically, which is 243 domestic. If it hits 300 domestic and hits 200-300 million internationally, we're fine. Of course, it has major challenges coming up this week. Not because it had no challenges this week. Box office totals were great, but not for any of the new movies. Superman had 58. Jurassic World had 23. I know what you did last summer had 12. Smurfs had 11. In Eddington, the A24 movie from Ari Aster with the all-star cast only had 4.2 million. Continuing A24's really rough 2025. But the Smurfs movie, nobody was out for. The I Know What You Did Last Summer is interesting because they are apparently building to a new trilogy of I Know What You Did Last Summer movies, which is interesting to me because the first set of movies didn't have a fucking trilogy.
Let's do this.
Just fucking weird. I don't know. But it only, like, the interesting thing there is it grossed 12 million, but it only cost 18 million to make. And when it goes to streaming, people will watch it because of the name brand. It is a name brand, not the best name brand slasher, but it's a pretty name brand slasher.
It was pretty good though.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't. I don't know. I didn't like it as much as I like Hard Eyes.
There was a video that I saw of people standing at the theater, and every movie that they looked at is something that's old. Like every new movie is something old, like that, the Smurfs, and they're like,
Yes.
"What's going on in here? Are we like in an alternate universe?"
We're not in an alternate universe. We're in a place where major studios are using their IP. Can we go to A24 speaks to a certain audience? Yeah, I mean, A24 is a very highly stylized. My mom and I are going to movies in August. I've not been to a movie with my mother in more than 20 years. That's cool. What are you taking her to see? That's the question. When are you going? I do belong to a certain audience because there's a certain audience that enjoys those flicks. Yeah, I think A24 makes really interesting movies. And then, you know, every once in a while they'll have one that really kind of speaks to people, like Civil War or Midsummer or Hereditary, or any, like, every once in a while, like Ari Aster is strictly A24. You know, I think they're a stylized studio. They're very much like, you know, the way I would describe them is they're a horror studio that does Fox Searchlight type movies. A24 got a haunted house universe. Their brand might take off. They're never gonna get a house at Halloween Horror Nights. They're not mainstream enough, and they're too controversial because they're edgy think horror. They're not Terrifier, which is easy to get a house at Halloween Horror Nights.
Well, it is getting a house this year.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of the big stories of the last 2 weeks is that Terrifier is getting its own house. Everybody's had to keep it a secret, and now it's not a secret. So aren't the clowns coming to Halloween Horror Nights?
But supposedly in 2 days, another house will be announced.
Are you talking about the Bray Wyatt house?
No. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's that's already been rumored. The one
it's been rumored, but the announcement should come on the 24th because the
with the new
doing a panel.
Right, and there's also a new trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's coming out. And the other one that's rumored is that WWE has been apparently working on a Bray Wyatt house that would be like the Wyatt Six, but like with, you know, the Fiend, and that's one of the things. Black Phone could have had a house. Black Phone isn't A24 though. Black Phone is Blumhouse. Black Phone is Blumhouse, not A24. And Blumhouse already had an area last year, and they're probably going to eventually have a house again. Blumhouse is totally different. Just want to see the Downton Abbey. She only just discovered the series. Downton Abbey doesn't come out till September though. So
no, but like to do like an off season, like a spring one of like different series that aren't Halloween related, that might be more like a Downtown Abbey and other series, like that could be fun for Universal.
For like a Halloween horror, like you want to do Halloween,
like a Halloween horror
Downton Abbey? I'd love to see those people murdered.
Not Halloween Horror Nights, but do it in like spring as something else where they build sets and houses like an attraction like Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, I think, well, two things. One, it would be cool, but they're not gonna make money off it the way they make it. Like, and the other thing is the Halloween Horror Nights stuff requires a year-to-year thing where they're working the backstory or whatever they're doing for the particular one. Like, one of the most interesting things is this Crystal Lake series that I have no idea how it's going to work in any conceivable fashion. Even though it's got Linda Cardellini playing Mrs. Voorhees, who I really like. This whole new...
Hasn't that been rumored for like 7 years now?
Yeah, but it's actually in production. And this new Jason, I'm not sold on. Like there's the Jason universe is what's coming to Halloween Horror Nights. And we haven't really talked about this. So this is a perfect thing to talk about. And then I have another thing we can talk about, but Jason universe is, this is the new look for him. And I want Jerry's opinion because I think it's interesting. Because I don't think it's a miss, but I don't think it's a hit. So I want Jerry's take, and then we'll talk about everything old becoming new again, because that's fucking where we're at right now. Because nobody wants to spend money on anything that they're not sure is going to be a thing. Unless I want the Crystal Lake series to be made. Let me go back to that. So I need everybody to be positive about it. Yeah, but what, Missy? I want a Crystal Lake series too, but I don't want it Are we all? Is everything going to lead to the death of a child?
It's what has to happen.
Right. I mean, is everything going to lead to the death of a child, and then we're going to it's going to get into season 2 is going to be Friday the 13th?
She's got to be a bit nutty to begin with, right?
Yes. This is the new Jason. Do you like this version of Jason? I think he's boring. This is
I get
the new.
what they're getting at, because
Yeah.
if you watch the older ones, like 3 and stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, the clothes are more like this than like the Kane Hodder ones. The mask, I mean, I'm kind of biased because I like the old mask, right?
I like the old mask too, and I think the other thing that kind of bums me out about this particular take,
I don't mind the clothes too much, but
the clothes kind of bug me. People don't want to spend money as
the
most
pants should be kind of ripped up.
JW has ever said. Yeah,
and maybe not skinny, maybe not skinny jeans pants either.
The pants, yeah, the jeans and the shoes, I'm okay. I don't know. I think it's an interesting.
Oh,
design.
he didn't wear them shoes, did he?
I'm just saying. There's nothing to this look. This is the Jason that's going to be at Halloween Hornets. This is the Jason that we're getting. This Jason has no. How do I say this? It doesn't have any pizzazz. It doesn't pop.
Well, you're thinking it's just a guy wearing a pair of brown pants and a jacket.
Yeah,
here, wear this mask, carry this machete around, and throw dirt on your hands.
Yeah, go ahead.
Find me a picture of Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it looks very similar to that.
I'm not gonna do that, because that is the truest thing you've said on the show recently. It looks
really?
just like. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, relax. Relax.
What?
Pizzazz doesn't have pizzazz.
Is that for the show, though? Is that for the show? Or is that just for Halloween?
No, this is the new reimagined Jason.
But if it's the camp before he dies, why do we have a Jason already with a mask and a machete?
I don't know, Kyle. I don't know.
Is he sitting down giving Barbara Walters an interview of what happened?
Jerry, well, first off, just so we're clear, that is the single greatest Arsenio Hall moment ever, by the way, just so we're clear. It's one of the greatest things. Do you remember that? One of the great, if you can find it, go find it on YouTube. It's fantastic. When Jason Takes Manhattan came out, Arsenio Hall show was popular, but shouldn't be a kid in a lake. Yes, I don't know how they're going to do it, but look at this, which looks boring to me, and then look at this, which looks iconic to me. Do you know what I mean? This.
Yeah, and that's CJ Graham there. That one. That's part.
That's
6.
That's what I mean.
So
one looks great
because he didn't button his shirt.
No, I'm telling you, because it's it just doesn't look. It doesn't look good to me.
I don't know that. I don't know.
That's like saying Sting didn't get the title because he didn't tan.
I think it's the mask. I think it's the mask.
You almost made me spit take. You almost got me.
I think it's the mask.
I think it's the mask too. I think the mask.
I don't think it's the clothes.
It doesn't go. Yeah, I mean, he can wear almost anything. He can wear a jumpsuit, right? But you don't want to get into a jumpsuit because then it's Michael Myers. As Kyle figured out, people have no level that hasn't even started. The idea makes no sense. Jason isn't even the first killer. That's the problem. The problem that Jerry and I are having is, are you doing a show that's going to be like Bates Motel, where it's the mom's a little off and Norman's a kid, and we watch it progress, and we know Norman's going to become Norman, and then that
Jason's
happens.
Going to drown.
But we know Jason's going to drown because a bunch of counselors are fucking. So
transmission coming in from the Overlord.
Kane Hodder is the best. He mastered the character. Yes. I don't think this looks like the problem with the design to me, Jerry, is it doesn't take any of the best elements.
Yeah, I think it's the mask. I really do, because
it could be the mask. Do you know there's a theory? There's a theory that the
same
mask
holes in it. It needs.
There's a theory that it has. What was the theory that it has the number of holes per Jason film or something? Like what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 13. It has 13 holes on it.
Because
And I'm like,
I have one here.
that's
and
the
I'm looking at
stupid that Werner. Oh, Mason Werner. Oh, that's a great movie. Behind the Mask. Anybody ever see that? Have you seen Behind the Mask, Jerry?
I
The
don't know
Mason Werner.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh my God, Behind the Mask. What a great movie. It's basically like Cloverfield, but with Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I'm sorry. Behind the Mask. Really great movie. Robert Englund's in it. He plays like he plays the whale hunter. They call him the whale hunter because he's essentially Dr. Loomis. He's trying to find Leslie Vernon. It's Jason's that, or rather an anthology story that just shows other camping years that had mysterious events. The question of each kill was Jason or other people. Yeah, I don't know that there's a way. Just make a fucking Jason movie. Like, why are we fighting about that? Like, I know there's a court case and there were logistical fights, but creating a Jason universe and all this other stuff, kid playing Jason looks too cute and innocent. Yes, there's definitely questions about that. The kid playing Jason is super adorable. CJ played Jason's father in Pretty Kick-Ass fan film. That is a good fan. Is that the walking ones? There's one about like people just taking a hike and the kid runs into fucking Jason just hanging out, which is hilarious. But the kid playing Jason is adorable. He's this adorable little tyke. Hold on, I'll get a name and a picture to give you an idea of. So, are we making him deformed? You know what I mean? Like that's the other question.
I mean, he was originally, right?
Yes.
I mean, Ari Lehman played that part.
Right.
Tom Savini did the effects and made a whole headpiece for him and everything. So
the kid is.
It would have to be, unless they don't do that for whatever reason.
Well, and that's a weird thing. Like one of the things that's happening when people are talking about IP and whatever. One of the things that's happening is people are making movies and making stuff, but they don't necessarily realize how important the IP is to people. And so they're kind of just making it, making things happen, and we're not figuring things out. We're just kind of like, yeah, we need the IP. We're going to make a show about Jason's childhood at Crystal Lake, which is like, okay. I don't want to see Jason. I don't want to see the little boy get killed. Look at how adorable this kid is. Just to give an idea. I don't know that works.
That's part 5, by the way. That picture you put up.
That's a good Jason. Also, look at the amount.
And that isn't even Jason in that movie.
That's right? Exactly right. That's a copycat killer. But that
because he has the blue chevrons.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you, Jerry. That's a deep cut that not enough people know. You and I know it. You and I know that's 5, that they showed him with 5. But I think they showed him with 5 because, like, again, people have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Like, this is a picture put out by the studio. Like, this is the new Jason. And then they're like, hey, fucknut, the picture you have of Jason isn't Jason. It's not Jason. Like, Jesus Christ. You know, and like I said, this looks boring to me. Like it just I don't know what it is.
I think it's the mask.
Yeah, it could be the mask. Maybe
I think because it doesn't have enough holes in it.
It could be that.
Something like that. Look at the holes on the sides.
Well, and it fits around his face, and also like, and this is a subtle one. This is a subtle one. I'm gonna say it, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but I don't want to see his hands. I like Glove Jason. Glove Jason.
I don't mind the hands so much because I'm somewhat partial to the Richard Brooker time. I mean, that's the old ones, right?
Yeah.
And he was just like normal size hands. That's where the mask came from.
Then shit went crazy.
Got tiny hands. Tiny hands.
Tiny hands.
I don't mind the hands part. I think the mask is what's thrown.
Well,
not
and
big enough, and there's no holes.
so I don't know about everything old becoming new again, right? You were talking about that picture. So this trailer, the new trailer just dropped. It'll be in front of Fantastic Four, Predator Badlands. If you haven't watched the trailer, please watch the trailer, because this guy, he seems to understand Predators and Predator movies. He did Prey. He did the last one, the animated one, which was fantastic. Killer of Killers. And this guy understands. I say give it a chance. I'm not saying I'm not going to give it a chance. I'm a Friday the 13th fan. I'm just saying.
I'm going to probably watch it too because I'm curious, right?
Yeah, I just don't know what the fuck they're going to do is my problem. And with regards to everything coming up positive, I'm all about that. This trailer, yes, Ken, this trailer, if you haven't watched this trailer, I urge you after this show ends to go watch this trailer. And this is
that the Predator behind her?
That is the Predator behind her.
That looks like one of the things from Tank Girl that she was hanging out with.
No, that
Lori Perry
version.
Yeah.
First off, they were kangaroos. And secondly,
they were not kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
That's like calling him a raccoon in fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
They were kangaroos.
Yeah, you tell Ice-T he was a kangaroo.
He was a kangaroo.
He wasn't a kangaroo. I hate you.
I hate you.
Yeah,
so
I beat you too.
I'm gonna put an easy thing.
It is a kangaroo. I'm looking it up. I found it already.
It's a fucking kangaroo.
This thing, is that what you're talking about?
That looks like the Predator in that new trailer.
That's a kangaroo. They're called boogas. Hold on. Tank Girl.
No, it's not a kangaroo. It's a booga.
A booga.
On the cartoon, it looks more like a kangaroo. The live one.
A mutated kangaroo. They are mutated kangaroos, Kyle.
There's a whole group of them for you.
Yeah, they're all kangaroos. They hop and they have big tails. I can't believe we're having this conversation. Anyway,
amazing.
Back to the important
I'm getting
shit.
production notes too from the Overlord saying it's a kangaroo. He's agreeing with you for once.
Yeah, he never agrees with me. He's been.
I know.
Him and Madison. Him and Madison have been all about the Superman hate this week. It's fantastic.
He's
fighting it. I've been fighting it like the LexCorp monkeys. It's essentially David Madison and Joe have become the LexCorp monkeys. Super shit. Hashtag super shit.
Predator.
But so just so we're clear, what's interesting about this picture that you can't tell is that she is hanging on his back. And this is where it gets fun, kiddies. She is a Weyland-Yutani android.
Oh.
So it's tied to the alien
like an alien thing, huh?
Yes, they were dog, kangaroo, human hybrids. You're both wrong. Whatever. No, I said you've been acting like the Lex monkeys, the LexCorp monkeys. I didn't call you a monkey. That'd be rude. Wouldn't be racist, but it'd be rude. They needed a robot for this particular movie. The person
new strand, hashtag super shit.
That's what I'm saying. He's one of the monkeys. He's acting like one of the monkeys. Elle Fanning appears as a Weyland-Yutani android. Director Dan Trachtenberg confirms Fanning's character Thea is a Weyland-Yutani synthetic. So I am super excited about the concept. Like, this is going to have the first Predator that speaks. He speaks his normal language. She can understand his language. And she is tied to his back. And they fight back to back in the trailer. So they're fighting things on both sides. And I'm like, I like the idea. Yes.
It reminds me of Crippled Masters. You ever see that movie?
Yes, Crippled Masters. Also reminds me a little bit of
kangaroo. Those kicks would be killer.
Master Blaster.
Back to back.
Master Blaster, yes.
Reminds me a little bit of Master Blaster from Mad Max, but he's carrying her, and she's cut off at the waist, so she just has the synthetic spine coming out. And she, like at the beginning of the trailer, she gets logged into Weyland-Yutani because she's tracking hostiles for the Weyland-Yutani militarization program. I'm so on board with Dan Trachtenberg understanding Predator and cooking up Predator stuff. You know, Prey was fantastic. Killer of Killers was fantastic. He has not done anything wrong with the Predator franchise. He's the only person recently that has understood what Predator means. But I was thinking about this. In November, we're going to be going to see Predator, and we're going to be going to see The Running Man. Fucking weird. It's fucking weird, Jerry.
Right?
1987 all over again. Because that was the year both those movies came out, and they came out November and December. I don't hate Superman.
Awesome.
Prefer Man of Steel. You just call me. I said you're acting like a monkey. I didn't call you a monkey again. We're friends, Joe. She's not. No, Jasper. Get your mind
Cherry
out of the gutter.
2000.
Cherry 2000. So if you see a kangaroo, you're right. He's not a kangaroo. He's a young predator. He's a predator that does not have any of his armor. He doesn't have, the way it's being described is he's on a quest to complete like a hunt that is unhuntable. And she's like, I can help you. And the first time she meets him, he picks her up and like drops
With
her.
those dreadlocks, I think Will Smith shot him down only about 2 weeks ago on July 4th.
Ah, there you go.
Well,
Here Joe comes walking down the street. Got the funniest looks from everybody he meets. Hey, he's like a monkey. Yes, Kyle, post that big thing again, please. See, it depends on what side of the brain you actually use most. The right side of the brain sees kangaroo, the left side of the brain sees dog, and if you're in the middle, bisexual, you see a human. Okay. Definitely a kangaroo. But it was it hopped in the fucking movie.
He's so right that he's wrong, folks.
It's a kangaroo. Anyway,
his name's Joey. I mean, come on.
It hops in the fucking movie. Okay. What else? So that trailer, the Badlands trailer the new Badlands trailer will definitely be on Fantastic Four, as will this trailer was announced will be on Fantastic Four as well. It's right.
So you're telling me to get to the movie 40 minutes late.
Another Avatar, huh?
There are 3 more Avatar movies coming, Jerry.
And
I say to you, Jerry, I was explaining this last night. The Avatar films are this weird thing where everything's thrown against the wall and whatever anybody likes, they see and they go, oh, I love it. But I don't love any of the Avatar movies. I think they're okay. They're spectacle. They're amazing to see in theaters. They drive butts to see.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
It's more of a visual than a storyline.
Yeah, well, their storylines are. It's like the plate of fettuccine from The Odd Couple that I was saying last night.
Yeah.
Everything against the wall.
First one, that story has been told and retold.
Well, that story, it's either Dances with Wolves or it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's something else. That's what I'm saying. Mortal Kombat 2. Yes, the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer is pretty great. Focusing on Johnny Cage, focusing on Carl Urban.
Where are the lamentations of the women?
Conan. Also, at some point we are going to talk about the Street Fighter casting. Raven, you wanted to talk about the Street Fighter casting. The Street Fighter casting, they're making a new Street Fighter movie because, as we said, everything old is new. But this Street Fighter casting is leading into, like, it's all fucking wrestlers.
No Van Damme this time?
No Van Damme. Well, no. So we have Andrew Koji as Ryu. We have Kalina Lang as Chun-Li. We have Noah Centino as Ken. He's the guy from The Recruit on Netflix. We have Jason Momoa as Blanca, which is crazy. 50 Cent as Balrog.
You're gonna be green.
Cody Rhodes as Guile, which is a fantastic. David Dastmalchian, who was in Late Night with the Devil, The Flash, One Piece, Suicide Squad, Dune, Ant-Man. He's playing M. Bison. I think it's a great choice for him. Andrew Schultz.
Honda.
I'll get to it. Orville Peck, a wrestler, a mass wrestler, is playing Vega. Roman Reigns is playing Akuma. There are a lot of fucking people in this Street Fighter movie. But a lot of them are wrestlers, which is kind of cool. Anyway.
You need a sumo wrestler.
What else?
Rikishi coming back.
I think Rikishi might be not Rikishi. It's who is it? It is a Sokoa brother. It is. It's not Sokoa. His brother. What is his name? Oh God, he's not in the WWE, but he's big. Zilla Fatu, maybe, is playing E Honda.
And then there was the
So-
other dude from India with the arms that stretch out and knock you
Yeah,
out.
Dalsim.
Yeah, that's it. Dalton.
Yes,
yeah.
I know this shit. I love Street Fighter. Orville Peck is not a wrestler. Are you sure? Who is he? I thought he was a wrestler.
It's Orville Rettenbacher.
I loved his pop.
Oh, he's a country singer. Okay. Okay, he's a country singer? Why is he wearing a fucking mask like he's a wrestler? That's crazy. Anyway, that's nuts.
He's wrestling with his
okay.
music.
So we did talk about Superman. Superman's a hit. Stop saying it's not. Let's move on. It's going to have a good third weekend, but not a great third weekend because this weekend we have this coming out. No, just kidding. Just kidding. That's not important.
That does come out Friday.
It does come out Friday, but it's not going to do any damage to the movie that's coming out Friday. You agree with that, right? People are going to watch Happy Gilmore like when they're drunk on a Saturday night. It's not going to impact
That'll be streaming.
this movie. It's not going to impact that movie at all with this gal doing cool shit and having a baby, apparently. And this guy threatening to chomp the world. And this guy definitely going to be making pasta sauce and at some point uttering the word clobbering time. We just don't know when it will bring the house down. But the tracking is weird.
Thing.
What thing? Say it.
Say
Say it. Say it. I won't do it, Johnny. I don't do it. It's only in the cartoon. Say it. When he says it, it's going to bring down the fucking house. But I will say the tracking's been wonky. So it started out as like 100 to 120. It rocketed up when Superman kind of hit. So it went to 120 to 130. It was at 130, 140, and now it's back down to 110, 120. Okay, he was unbasted for put that back up. He was unbasted for being gay. I didn't know who he was.
Orville Rettenbacher.
It's Orville Peck or whatever his name is. I don't know what his name is. I don't even know who he is. I'm just excited he's playing Vega.
Heck, is he the son of the guy who played Face in A-Team?
No, that's Templeton. No, stop it. Stop it. Face's name is Templeton Peck. The guy who played Face in the A-Team is not Face. It's Dirk Benedict.
Dirk Benedict.
Fantastic. He was also on Battlestar Galactica. Anyway.
I'm getting on no plane.
But Fantastic Four opens this week. The tracking is all over the place. I'm going to say if it does anything over 125, like if it thoroughly beats if it beats Superman, it's bigger than what Marvel was expecting. And I think the word of mouth, the initial reactions are pretty great, which is good because I want movie theaters to succeed. So, you know what I mean? Like we need movies to hit. We need movie theaters to have big movies. Overwhelmingly one-sided, overwhelmingly good. Hollywood Reporter has, positive things to say about it. Variety. Does it have a Rotten Tomatoes score yet? I'm interested. Hold on. Rotten Tomatoes Fantastic Four is not. A lot of people this is what people are saying. This is Marvel firing on all cylinders. After years of false starts and forgettable reboots, Marvel is finally delivered Fantastic Four. It lives up to its name. Gives the movie they deserve. Marvel's back to the drawing board. Fantastic Four succeeds where earlier attempts have faltered. First step, the best Fantastic Four movie is accurate and also easy. It's not saying much. This is by far the best directed Fantastic Four film to date. Some would argue, myself included, that The Incredibles remains the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever gotten. That doesn't change with First Steps. But yeah, so it's getting good buzz. If it does anything higher than if it beats Superman, that'll be something. But 110 to 120 is about where we're at for event movies right now, for whatever reason, whether you want to believe it's the reason or not. So we'll see what happens. You guys want to make a guess? I'm gonna say like 120. I don't think it beats Superman, but that's okay. I'm okay with that because Marvel needs a comeback, but they don't need the comeback that Superman needed for DC. What are you thinking, Kyle?
105.
105. Okay.
113.
Also because because I'm hold on a second.
113. Look at him. What is it? Winter down there?
No, stop, please. Put it back on.
Jeez. It is a
On to the
cool
next
shirt,
one.
though.
It's such a cool shirt. I love it so much. Look at her. He looks just like him, by the way.
It is a cool shirt.
It's a super cool shirt. On to the next one, boys. On to the next one. Speaking of on to the next one, Jerry, what's coming from your basement this evening?
Tonight's film is called
Future
Kill.
Kill. Okay, so this is a weird fucking movie, Jerry.
Yes.
And this is one of the guys.
Stars of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre are back.
Yes. So Future Kill, released in the UK as Night of the Alien, 1985 comedy science fiction horror film. Say that 3 times fast. It's about a bunch of frat boys that go to a futuristic city where there's mutants on one side of the city and other people, and they decide to kidnap one of the mutants as like a fraternity prank.
Are you sure they're not kangaroos?
They're definitely not kangaroos. And it's it was one of those video boxes that when you were Subversive Cinema released a DVD in 2006. There's a making of documentary. It's one of those movies it's got all kinds of wacky shit going on in it. And it's straight out of the Cold War, Reagan era kind of like filmmaking where it's like apocalypse is going to be the future and what, fighting mutants and still going to college. It's fucking weird. Mohawks, crazy jackets, gory.
It's cool costume, though.
It is a very cool, there are cool elements in it, right? And this guy is super fucked up from the mutancy. If we can, I say 134. So you think it's going to beat Superman by $10 million? Interesting. Okay. Everybody, since everybody's here, everybody is in the mix tonight. Put your comments in. We'll look at it next week, or we'll try to keep track.
I'm already writing them down.
Already writing them down. I'll say 120. Just give it a 113.
Going lucky 13.
Is it without going over? You got to get the rules
like
here,
Price is Right.
It's Price is Right rules for all of our stuff. But you can't go over.
Are we breaking news here, Joe?
Are we breaking it? We'll have Bell Leatherface Johnson on soon. Cool. Is he in Future Kill? No, he's not. He's not. He's just breaking news. He's just showing up and breaking news. Breaking news. But it's a fun movie. It's a weird movie. It's got like.
Joe, if you need attention, we sent you a link. You can come on, really.
Yeah, I sent him a link because.
And it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, so it's free. Go check it out. It came from Jerry's basement. Now, 140 for Ken McKernan. Ooh. Ken's skewing high. Now to a really cool moment. This is the end of season 2, and it came from Jerry's. Not it came from Jerry. The Twilight Zone Redux. Jesus Christ! It's like I'm reading a cue card. And this episode, I had never seen this episode before. I don't think.
No,
I don't remember seeing it. The episode is titled "The Obsolete Man," and the set design and everything from Hunger Games to any post-apocalyptic fucking nightmare escape that you can think of. 1984 George Orwell. No problem, Joe. I got you. But we're looking forward to having him on too. But the Obsolete Man, this is the set design is really
cool
great.
Set.
It's an incredible.
I love
set.
the doors, like how big they are.
The doors are huge. They open. There are people all around, and then there are people that are also part of a jury. And it has our very good friend Burgess Meredith in it. And but he comes in, and this guy, this chancellor, is basically asking him what his job is, what he does, what's important. And it's televised. So you have a whole Hunger Games feel to it. And then he basically said, then there's a cool sequence where it cuts and fucking Rod Serling is there smoking a ciggy. You know what I mean? Just kind of like chilling on the side in the middle of this huge, vast set. And it cuts to him. And the opening narration, well, okay, first off, basics. It aired on June 2nd, 1961. It is episode 29, season 2. It is the last episode of season 2. In fact, the cut to Rod Serling in this one is an episode that's going to repeat. So, like he said, coming up next week is, Where's Everybody Gone, which is the Earl Holliman episode we've already reviewed. And so basically in 1961, they aired Twilight Zone the entire year. It didn't it's not like television today where you have a season and then the new season would pick up in the fall. They kept running the old episodes and to build a brand, which is super cool. But the opening is a fantastic opening narration, one of the best. You walk into the room at your own risk because it leads to the future, not a future that will be, but one that might be. This is not a new world. It is simply an extension of what began in the old one. It has patterned itself after every dictator who has ever planted the ripping imprint of a boot on the pages of history since the beginning of time. It has refinements, technological advances, and a more sophisticated approach to the destruction of human freedom. But like every one of the superstates that preceded it, it has one iron rule. Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace. This is Mr. Romney Wordsworth. In his last 48 hours on Earth, he's a citizen of the state, but will soon have to be eliminated because he's built out of flesh and because he has a mind. Mr. Romney Wordsworth, who will draw his last breath in the Twilight Zone. So it's a totalitarian state. I can't think of a more appropriate episode to be talking about in the weird timeline we're in. Anyway, but it's a totalitarian state where they don't like thinking, they don't like logic, and they don't like books. They don't like reading. And Burgess Meredith plays a librarian. His job in the past was a librarian. His house and his room have books in them. They are, he's a reader. He's an avid reader. And so when he gets told he's obsolete, he's called the obsolete man. They vote on it. And then they give him an option. They say, you can die. You can die in the next 48 hours and you will pick your assassin and you can pick any way to die that you want. And, you can do, and he says, I want to die at midnight. I want to die in television. And I want, I'll tell you how I want to die later.
I'll let you know.
Pick it. I'll let you know. And he gets all of the requests from the totalitarian state. And then the episode shifts. So this totalitarian state, we learn later in the episode, has killed 1,300 people in a 12-hour span on television, live. So it has airs of The Running Man. It has airs of Hunger Games. It feels like a whack totalitarian state where they're televising live deaths, and it's cool. But Wordsworth basically makes a request. He requests that the chancellor come to his apartment at 11:15.
You come and I'll tell you how I want to die.
I'll tell you how I want to die. So the chancellor comes. Chancellor gets in the room. The room has been altered so that it televises everything, and it's televising, in fact, Mr. Wordsworth's last hour on Earth as the state. And the chancellor comes in beaming. He's excited. He says, when other people have died on television, they've begged for their life. They've cried. They've proven that they're not strong enough, and that's why the state has to kill them. And, all these things. And Burgess Meredith is just this pillar of strength and resolve. And he's like, I'm not going to cry. I don't care about your state. I don't care about any of it. I have a book. He takes a book out. It's the Bible. It's the only Bible in existence at this point, because this state has killed God. And this state has, the idea that God doesn't exist. But Wordsworth believes in God. So he starts reading from the Bible. But he also informs the chancellor that that he invited him here with an ulterior motive. And the ulterior motive is, I want you to die with me. You're going to die with me. You're right. I am not brave and I am not strong and I'm obsolete. But you're going to die with me because you are brave and you're the member of the state and you're this pillar, and they can't easily replace you, but they will, and you will show them in the face of your death. I knew what was coming, but you didn't, and you're so brave.
You're so brave.
And he locks him in the fucking room with him, and it's fucking great. And it's just, the rest of the episode is just Burgess Meredith reading the Lord's Prayer.
Right, just nice and calm, just right?
Nice and
the
calm.
The other dude's starting to sweat.
And the other guy's sweating. He's smoking profusely. And finally he breaks down and he cries and he begs,
"Let me out!
Let me out!" And Mr. Wordsworth says, "I'll let you out. I'm strong enough to die by myself. I'm cool." He goes over, he opens the door, and the guy runs out. And the moment he runs out, the room explodes, and Mr. Wordsworth is killed. And this is where the twist comes, because the twist, Jerry, would you say it's fantastic? It's one of the best twists.
Awesome.
It's amazing. As he walks through the giant doors, the Chancellor himself is put on trial, and he's put on trial. And he becomes an obsolete man because he didn't show bravery and he embarrassed the state and he cried on camera.
Yep.
And so the end of the episode is just all of these fucking lunatics kind of running in and dragging him out of the room, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, "I did everything for the state. I did everything for the state." And basically the end of the episode goes to the closing narration. He usually appears on camera, but it's not. It's just this guy screams as they drag him down the table in a martyr-like, Christ-like cross position. The Chancellor, the late Chancellor, was only partly correct. He was obsolete, but so is the state. The entity he worshipped, any state, any entity, any ideology that fails to recognize the worth, the dignity, the rights of man, that state is obsolete. A case to be filed under M for mankind and the Twilight Zone. It's a profound ending. It is an amazing ending. Burgess Meredith, I know Burgess Meredith gets a lot of credit for the other episodes he's in, but this may be his best work. He's
good in all of them. Like,
he's good in all of them.
Yes, because he's very articulate.
He's articulate. He's smart. He's like,
right.
He has a resolve that the state is wrong and that the state can't exist. The idea that man becomes obsolete because they can't do things or whatever. And we also find out that the state is killed the disabled, killed the elderly. They've done all kinds of horrible things to humanity. And it's a very compelling episode, and it's like, I remember talking to somebody about somebody saying, somebody telling me at one point, why do I review the Twilight Zone? It was a friend from back home, who shall remain nameless, who said, Twilight Zone's a little woke for my taste. I'm like, in 61? You feel it was woke from 1961? Okay, I guess. I fucking love it, though.
I like doing what we do with these when we're talking about them, and I'm thinking of movies.
The people that had to see these episodes.
Yes,
this one is
a lot.
The totalitarian state, The Handmaid's Tale, The Running Man, Hunger Games. There's so much here. The Chancellor, the uniforms, Starship Troopers. How about Starship Troopers?
Yes.
Their fucking uniforms, like.
Uh-oh.
Well,
that's me.
No, it's not you, Jerry. It's him. Oh. He is frozen in time.
There he is.
He's back.
Oh,
I thought it was me.
Could have been both of us. But it's a great episode.
Nope, it was you.
It was me?
It was you.
It was me. Okay. Sorry. I understand. Next up will be 2, which is season 3 premiere, 66th episode of the Twilight Zone, episode 1, season 3. It has Charles Bronson and Elizabeth Montgomery. If you said Elizabeth Montgomery, you mean Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched? The answer is yes. You mean Charles Bronson from Death Wish? The answer is also yes. So that's the first episode of season 3. That'll be next week on the Indiescape Network presents Loud and Nerdy, episode 70. Super excited about that.
Faces of Death.
Boys, what do you got? Jerry, let's start with you. What do you got coming up? Anything big coming up?
August 9th, Swamp Fest, Ransom Pavilion.
There it is. August 9th. Bring your own beer. Camping, 4 p.m. Saturday, August 9th. Skin and Bones, Brimstoner, Slapjaw, 40 Watt, The Misos, DJ Honeyman. I don't know what that. I don't. Drowning Kelly. Okay. I don't know. That's a fucking weird pumpkin thing with like fucking knives and shit.
That's part of their logo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. What is it? I don't know. Anyway, I was gonna say, what does it have to do with drowning anybody? Anyway, Kyle, what do you got coming up? Anything big? I think you do, right?
Oh, just a few things. I mean, in August we got a drive-in show in Middletown, New York.
Nice.
Yeah, which is always fun. That'll be August 16th at the Fair Oaks Drive-In. And then September 13th, we have... No, that's not yet, JW. You a little premature, like usual. On the 13th, we got the Pike Drive-In in Montgomery, PA.
I'm just trying to fucking help you. I hate you.
And then September 20th now. Now you can shoot your load. There you go. I'm getting a bucket list theater that I've had on my list for a while since I saw it. The Ritz Theater in Scranton.
It's a cool flyer.
Theater. They designed the flyer. I can't take any of the credit. The cobwebs are awesome. It's all fun. That show is actually like 4 or 5 days before the actual 50th anniversary of the release of the movie. So it's a great time. The excitement around the Ritz Theater advertisement has been amazing in the 24 hours that it's been posted. I can't wait for that show. It's truly is a bucket list.
Should be a very big show. Super kudos for really trying to loved it. It's this particular episode was very hard. Like the angles, the lines, the set, the costumes were they're very stark. It's a great episode.
Well, it's cool because their set, the state set, was all like dull, and you get into his apartment and he's got all kinds of. It's
warm and it's inviting, and it's like he's built his own furniture.
Yeah,
it's a great episode. It's a really good episode. And Burgess Meredith, he's such a ringer for the fucking Twilight Zone, but like he's so good in the 3 episodes he's in. You've seen all 3. He's fantastic in all of them. Like this one's super different because it's like it's not Mr. Dingle, who's kind of like a weird person that's nebbish. It's not like the banker who steps on his glasses. This is a strong, like it is a resolve character. He's intelligent, smart. He knows that he needs to make a statement with his death. Okay, so we got Fantastic Four coming up on Friday. Everybody go see it. Have a good time. We are going to do a live show, I think Thursday night at like 10. I think Rich is. If anybody else wants to show up, Kyle, if you're seeing it on Thursday, if you want to talk to the kids, we can all maybe get together and get the band back together. But I'm seeing it at 6, so I should be out and plenty of time to get to you, unless something else happens. We'll have that up in a moment. We also we'll be back next week from Loud and Nerdy on Tuesday, but we also do Generation Movie. We are in the midst of our Zaz brand Generation Movie revisits, and this is the movie we're doing next week on Generation Movie. Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. We did the Naked Gun last night, did a rewatch. Funny as fuck. Just so funny. Hilarious. And like
Enrico Palazzo.
But like my favorite, like when he's trying to talk Jane down at the end, it's like, Nobody cares about us. Nobody cares about we're worthless like a hill of beans. But this is our hill, and these are our beans. It's like it's fucking ridiculous. I will probably, when I come on next week, I will probably have a 5 because I'm probably going to see Superman again before I go see Fantastic Four. And then tomorrow around the country, they're playing Batman Forever on a big screen, which I haven't seen since the summer that came out. So I think I'm going to go see that tomorrow as well. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see everybody next week. Have a great day. Clobbering time, kids. Superman's doing great too. It's a good summer. It's been a good summer at the movies. Bye.